We've been waiting for so long.
It's just about like the community coming together. I think it's dope.
It's beautiful.
Pride, excitement.
I mean, we're going to get 22,000 plus, so we're super excited.
The final countdown, just about 30 minutes before kickoff for the first match at St. Louis's newest stadium, City Park. And while tonight's match is just a friendly, it is still a very exciting day in downtown St. Louis. Hey, everybody, I'm Corey Stark. Thank you for joining us for City Park Kickoff, this special edition of News 4 at 6:30. We have team coverage. News 4 Sports, Brooke Grimsley bringing you the latest on the exhibition. And our Alexis Sotos, she is hanging out with fans and giving us a behind-the-scenes look at the impacts of Major League Soccer in St. Louis. We're going to check in with them in just a moment. But first, it has been a long road to get here. Our Maurice Drummond takes a look at the timeline to get us here.
St. Louis will be the 28th team in Major League Soccer.
August 20th, 2019. It all kicked off with an announcement from MLS Commissioner Don Garber. St. Louis gets its soccer team.
This is our new destination.
Just more than a month later, we got a first look at the transformative plans for downtown St. Louis, an open-air stadium for more than 22,000 fans. In February of 2020, the first signs of construction at the site.
This is what we stand for. This is our crest. We are St. Louis City SC.
Fast forward 9 months, our team now has a name, crest, and colors. And just days after that announcement,
Sporting Director, STL City.
The team makes its first major hire for sporting director. And as the construction continues, St. Louis fans break records, surpassing 50,000 ticket deposits in 24 hours, beating a previous high for an MLS team. In March of 2021, it starts to take shape.
Bradley Cornell, head coach, St. Louis City.
The first announcement of 2022, the team's head coach is named.
Welcome to Centene Stadium.
By February, the stadium has a name, but that soon would change. More on that in a moment. Taking another look at the progress, the stadium is looking, well, like a stadium. By September of this year, St. Louis City SC2 has its first practice for what would be the first official match at the stadium, but electrical issues forced the team to move.
St. Louis, let's get ready to rock.
The stadium is now City Park. MLS says they're reshaping their partnership with Centene, officially dropping the company from the name. Maurice Drummond, News 4.
And that all brings us to today. We want to kick off our team coverage right now at City Park with Brooke Grimsley inside the stadium. Hey, Brooke.
Hey, Corey, this is the start of a new era tonight here at City Park, the first ever match here. Some of those inaugural members of the St. Louis City SC squad will be playing in this game tonight alongside some of the St. Louis City SC2 players as they face one of Europe's top teams, Bayer Leverkusen. St. Louis City SC not taking it easy for their first ever match at City Park. They're welcoming in one of the largest and most successful clubs in Germany, Bayer Leverkusen. While it will be City 2, the club's developmental team, facing the German Giants, they do have some members of City SC already here on the squad, including goalie Roman Berkey. Berkey is very familiar with Leverkusen, having played in German Bundesliga prior.
We're all very excited, especially because it's against an opponent I know very well. I played against them for 7 or almost 8 years, and I know a lot of guys still who are in the team, and I can tell you it will be a good squad they will bring on the field, but so do we, and we are all excited. I hope the fans will have a great time, and we try our best.
Before all the festivities today, I was able to sit down here at City Park with the woman who brought MLS to St. Louis. That would be Carolyn Kendall-Betts. And we went over the journey to getting to this point, having the first ever match here at City Park.
Remember the first time I spoke to you, you guys were pushing to get MLS to come here to St. Louis. You accomplished that, and then the renderings came, and just coming up with the image of this, and now here we are sitting here today, the first ever match in City Park. What are the feelings and emotions coming to you right now, just seeing all this actually here in person?
Well, pride, excitement, you know, and being grateful and thankful. So you can put, like you said, you can see renderings and you can see these amazing pictures, but to see it actually come to life has truly been unbelievable. And I can't thank, you know, the construction people and the people that were here that built this stadium enough. And they did this through a pandemic. So, you know, we asked that they take care of themselves, take care of each other and their families. They did. They went through COVID protocol. And look what we have. You know, a beautiful home called City Park. And so I'm so excited to be able to finally show it off to people to the region. You know, we've talked a lot about a lot of stuff that we want to offer. And especially being able to build a stadium from the ground up, you know, we could be technology forward thinking and food and beverage, and tonight we get to show that to everybody, so I'm excited.
The thing that I've noticed that you guys have said over and over again is you want to make this America's first soccer capital. So what does that mean to what you guys are building here?
Well, there's been such a huge tradition and history of soccer in the St. Louis area with the 1950 World Cup. But also just sort of, you know, soccer touches a lot of families, a lot more than I realized in this region. And so to be able to have a professional MLS team, you know, right in downtown to support, obviously that was very important to us. The minute I interviewed Lutz, I'll never forget, he was about community. And when we talked about sporting, you know, he was very much on, I want to be in a place where I can develop players because homegrown players are important. And I think that that fits in with sort of how St. Louis views athletes. And so he was very clear, you know, we don't necessarily need a big name. A bigger name would be great. But he really wanted to make sure that we had that good foundation with the academy system, City Futures, City 2, and then the first team.
Carolyn has also enjoyed getting to know the fan base and seeing it grow. She recalls a special moment where fans reached out to support her when City Park Stadium dealt with electrical issues in September and October, briefly shutting off the power.
You know, I tell the story that there was these ladies were at CVS right after the news broke about the electricity, and they came up to me and they're like, you don't know who we are, but we're big fans, and we're sorry your stadium's broken. And they're like, do you want a hug? And you're like, actually, I kind of do.
To be able to still have a game, though, after all that, too, I mean, is amazing as well, because I know that had to take like a whole army to get that back going again. So,
well, like I always say, I always wanted to learn how to build an external substation outside of a stadium to fix an electrical problem, because you never know when that skill's going to come in handy.
Exactly.
We continue our team coverage sitting outside of City Park to News 4's Alexis Zotis. Alexis is with some fans out there, the St. Louigans, who are trying to vie for the best fans in the MLS. Alexis, over to you.
Hey, Brooke, we are on the southeast corner of the stadium right now. You can see the fans pouring into the stadium just behind us. There is so much excitement here. Earlier, we were with the St. Louigans. That is the soccer supporter group that's been around since 2010. Take a look at their march into the stadium. It was a pretty incredible thing to see so many fans that have been soccer fans for more than a decade here in St. Louis. This is such a huge night for them. They'll be in the supporter section, standing the entire game, chanting, cheering, bringing that energy up. For the longtime St. Louigans to the brand new ones, this is a huge night.
It's a culmination of 12 years of doing this to get to the top, but it's also day one in a lot of ways. It's everything that we knew. It's different. It's bigger. It's louder. It's more expensive. It's everything.
They just open their arms to everybody, welcome everybody in, anybody that's wanting to have a good time. So that's been really, really special just to be a part of that. We've kind of found our community here with these guys. So it's been kind of neat.
This stadium, this team are going to make a whole lot of new soccer fans right here in St. Louis. And, of course, the big news tonight is that this is a sold-out game. More than 22,000 fans packing City Park Stadium to watch this really historic event. Corey, we'll send it back to you.
It's going to be electric. All right, Alexis, thank you. Give you a live look now at City Park. from our BJC SkyCam network. A bitter cold night for the match. You know, Steve, soccer fans are known for jumping up and down and chanting. They're going to need to keep the blood flowing a little bit tonight.
To keep the blood going. Yeah, just to still feel your limbs, right? And your fingers. 32 degrees right now. We're at freezing, and 32 in Eureka as well. But the wind makes a difference. 22 is our current wind chill, so it feels like low 20s when you factor in that breeze. And for the game, it's going to be dry. We've had a couple flurries, but those have kind of petered out, and now we're going to stay dry and just cold and breezy. So temperatures about 31 at 7 o'clock. We drop into the 20s, but of course the wind chill is a factor. So even towards 9 o'clock, wind chill down around 20 degrees, may even dip to the teens. A cold one for the game tonight, but you know what? I think no one cares. They're going to be out there having a ton of fun. They're bundled up, and they'll have a great time as City Park is open for business.
Steve, thank you. Ahead of the crowds that are happening right now, News 4 got a look inside the stadium this week. Here's a peek of what you can expect at City Park.
The stadium itself, for us, is really a symbol of where St. Louis is going into the future. We really think that it's an international city.
A new chapter, a new stadium for St. Louis, set to be packed with more than 22,000 fans.
So it is still a preview event, you know, where ultimately our goal is next season, which begins next March. But to be able to bring fans in, to see the space, give us feedback along the way.
The team says they want fans to think of this as a test run before the MLS season kicks off in March.
We do have a few months before that first match in March to make some corrections. So I think that's it, is come in, self-guided tour, taste some good food, but give us feedback along the way.
The $456 million stadium is outfitted with the newest technology for the fan experience, from ordering food to paying for gear. And the team tells us the St. Louis City SC app is a must download.
One of the great features here is that we want to be the first of the new, not last of the old. So part of what that's all about is that the mobile phone or our smartphone is going to play a huge role. So it's ticketless, it's cashless, and it's frictionless. So the idea is that you'll come in with your app, the ticket's going to be preloaded, you'll scan your way in, then you'll be able to use that same app for food.
And speaking of the food at City Park, it is all 100% local. The stadium will have 52 different areas to purchase food and beverages. It includes more than 25 St. Louis restaurants, including Beastcraft Barbecue, Steve's Hot Dogs, Brasserie, and Vulcan Treat Box. And that is just the start, with more local varieties still to come. Well, still ahead here on the City Park Kickoff Special, how businesses around the stadium are working to welcome new customers to the area. We'll show you the impact.
City Park Kickoff, presented by BJC Healthcare.
Honoring what came before, St. Louis City SC unveiled a tribute to Mill Creek Valley, a predominantly black community demolished in 1959 to make way in the name of urban renewal. The team partnered with Great Rivers Greenway and local artist Damon Davis to pay tribute to the once thriving neighborhood and those who lived there.
People lived here. Lives happened here, and histories were erased on purpose. It was very important to capture these stories before these people were gone. So Pillars of the Valley is a monument to commemorate the people and the histories of a primarily black community called Mill Creek Valley that sat in this location. It was the most eclectic you could get at that point in American history when it came to a black community. I want to think about what does it look like to dig up those histories that were covered up. The most universal symbol for time. No matter where you're from, no matter what language, how old you are, and that is an hourglass. That's what these pillars basically are. It's an abstraction on the idea of an hourglass.
And the work is called Pillars of the Valley. You can find it just outside of the stadium. Surrounding the stadium are longtime businesses, from Schlafly Brewery, where the tailgate has been happening today, to Maggie O'Brien's, a staple in downtown for 4 decades. News 4's Alexis Otis is hearing from business owners about the massive impact the stadium will have on game days and the rest of the year. She joins us live at City Park tonight. Alexis?
We have all been watching this stadium really rise up out of the ground. It is finally here. It is open for business, and the businesses around it are so excited. Take a look just across the street. That's Maggie O'Brien's. You've got the Wheel and Union Station. These businesses could not be more excited to welcome soccer fans into their spaces. A bright green paint job outside and a brand new interior for longtime Irish bar Maggie O'Brien's. It's a grand reopening, just in time for the inaugural match at their new neighbor, City Park.
There's not a human being I don't pass that says, boy, I bet you're happy about that soccer stadium.
Owner Eddie McVeigh says, of course, they're happy, but this part of downtown West has been home for 43 years.
There's certain people that would like to tell me I'm lucky, and I don't feel that I am. And the reason I say that is we've been here for a long time. We weren't going anywhere, whether they built that or they didn't, and we stuck it out when a lot of people didn't.
The resurgence of this section of downtown kicked off by the massive redevelopment of Union Station, the wheel and aquarium welcoming new families to the historic train station.
We are really embracing the addition of the beautiful City Park and soccer team as a whole in our little corridor.
At Union Station, they believe the brand new stadium and the new soccer fans will bring a whole new crowd to the attraction and downtown. In the spring, The Pitch, a soccer-themed restaurant, will open at the western corner of Union Station.
The Pitch is, I'm really excited about that. I think it's going to be a great venue for folks before and after games. We'll open up early on weekends for the European soccer matches.
On the north side of the stadium sits Schlafly Brewery.
Really happy to be the next door neighbors and hope that soccer fans will think of Schlafly in the same breath that they think of St. Louis soccer.
They're even brewing a non-alcoholic beer for match days. While there will be around 20 regular season games at City Park, the team says the venue will be used for a variety of other events, games, festivals, and more, giving these businesses a big boost throughout the year.
I think another boost that is harder to quantify is we're teaching people to come back downtown. We're teaching people to come to this area and to know that, you know, the tap room isn't here all by itself. There's a lot of places to go. Make a couple of stops while you're down here.
And we know inside the stadium it's 100% local food, local businesses, so a really great opportunity when you come down here to support as many of our St. Louis businesses as you can. Reporting live in downtown West, Alexis Odos, News 4.
Coming up later in our show, we're going to take a deeper dive into St. Louis City SC and how they're building a soccer powerhouse right here in St. Louis.